Hey, good Friday morning, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to everybody. This is Dave coming to you from the office here in the Wyoming house. It's Friday morning, about 10 o'clock. Our weather has cooled off substantially. Yesterday we dropped 20 degrees. We've been in the low to mid 80s for a few days, and yesterday we hit a high like 65, and we're kind of there again today. So it's cloudy, expecting a little bit of rain and maybe even some storms today. So we'll see. But it stayed clear for the parade downtown, and we'll see if there's any effect on the fireworks tonight in downtown Jackson. But anyway, just want to come on and say hi to everybody. Got some updates and got a few things I want to talk about with you. First, update, what am I smoking? I'm smoking my new Wyoming Meerschaum. I need to probably stop calling it new, but look at that coloring now. I've been smoking it for about a month. I smoke it every day, 2-3 bowls a day, 6-7 days a week. And it's really that stem is colored up nicely. As always, the bowl takes longer, but it's starting to get some color on it. What's in it? I'm smoking some San Sepulcro. Makes me enjoy it quite a bit. Now that's what's the pipe, and that's what's in it today. So my time is spent a little bit differently than I expected this last week. My family has really put pressure on to get the boat running, and so it's something I haven't talked about on this channel yet because it's just been not even on my radar scope. But so I've accomplished pretty much what I had to get done cutting trees down for the view project and some of the projects around the property. And so now that's in full cleanup stage. It's hard for me to do cleanup because where I clean up to is that giant brush pile, and I've gotten half of it has been burned. But earlier in the week, the Forest Service moved our fire danger status from low to moderate to medium. So it's right in the dead center of the dial right now. And so I quit burning. Now we got a little bit of rain the last 2 days, a little bit of rain, and it's cooled off and it's cloudy. And we're supposed to get some more rain today. So hopefully I can burn tomorrow and Sunday and be done. Then I have somewhere to work. I can really clean up means cut all the limbs off the trunks, put all the limbs in the truck, drive the truck over, put them all up in the new pile, and then buck the trunks into 2-foot lengths, put those in the truck, drive those around to my coin pile. I'm just letting it age, so I'm probably let it age till fall or even next fall. We'll see. So I just need some place to do that. So the lack of ability to burn kind of put me on a little bit of hold on the cleanup project. Then my kids said, let's get the boat going. So the boat came with the house when we purchased it, coming up on 4 years ago. I have not touched it. And so this week was wrestling government compliance. So the first thing I did was I got my big F-250. I transferred the title and registration from Maryland to Wyoming. I got that done. I made the mistake of going into the county office building on the last day of June 30th on Monday. The line was crazy, but I was committed. I just got it done. Then the next thing I had to do was get the boat and the boat trailer. I had to get the titles transferred to us, and then I needed to get the trailer registration and the trailer's new plate and the trailer's new plate sticker all current and on there. It's got that done. And then the boat, had to get the boat title moved over. And then boat registration isn't with the county, it's with the state. It's Game and Fish. It's the Wyoming Game and Fish, or Fish and Game Department, which is a whole nother building. So I went in there and got that done. And so the boat, the truck, and the trailer are now fully titled to us, fully titled and registered in Wyoming, and kind of ready for the next step. So got a couple of pictures. I didn't do much video. I mean, oh my God, who wants to see videos of government offices? But anyway, I got a couple pictures of the truck with this new plate, the boat trailer with a new plate, and then the boat with its current registration stickers. So I'm going to show those to you, and then come back. So I transferred the truck from Maryland to Wyoming because the truck's here a lot, and I spent enough time here now that I'm really considered a local by most folks. And so the way I talk, the way I dress, and then the only part that was really that I didn't look like a local and looked like a tourist is when I drove the big truck around. I was driving a Maryland plate truck, and so it just made me look like a tourist. So that was really the last part. So this feels right to drive around that truck in wearing a Wyoming tag. So it's nice to have it registered here. So that's a nice one to have done. And then yeah, the boat's kind of ready to go and I got to get it checked end to end. Then I want to get out on the lake with my kids, get halfway across the lake and have it die on me or something. So anyway, so that's what's been going on here as far as a lot of my time this past week has been in different various government offices getting the truck and the boat ready. So the quick little project update, I was painting. I showed you guys a while ago painting my that big fuel tank, that 500-gallon fuel tank I have sitting out by the guest house. It was that kind of brushed aluminum, brushed steel look, and boy, did it was an eyesore out there. So anyway, I painted it to match the guest house, and it's like 90% done. I've got 6 rattle cans on it, and there's a giant flume pipe or fumes pipe sticks way up. I couldn't reach it, so I've got the ladder out there now. But here's a quick picture of how much better it looks. I want to show you that. Okay, so the next one is I coming home 2 nights ago. Um, I saw or found a coyote walking down our road, and he looks young, he looks scared, he looks lost, but kind of he just stayed ahead of me on the road. He didn't run off for quite a while. So here's a kind of a nice minute or so video of the coyote that I found walking the road 2 nights ago. So we've had a wood duck family move onto our pond in the last 3 days or so. It's a mama duck, and it was what I have here. What I'm going to show you is a video of the wood duck, and it's the mama and 4 young ones, and they just live in the pond. They must never leave. I think she's trying to keep them in the middle of the pond and away from the foxes and coyotes and eagles and all that. Um, so I just show you a quick video of the little duck family, and now this morning there's 5 baby ducks. So I'm not really sure if she's still got eggs somewhere and they're hatching. I'm not really sure what's going on, but here's a quick video of the duck family that currently lives on the pond. That's never happened before. In the 4 years I've been coming out here, I've never had any animal take up my pond as its home. So here's the duck family. So we got a mama wood duck and a bunch of little wood ducklings. There's mama duck. And 4 ducklings. Doesn't be bothering Sasha too much. Yesterday morning, we had the nicest sunrise I think you've ever seen here. So I just have it's just a picture. I mean, literally no video. It's just a photo, but it's a picture of looking due west. Due west, God, due east, directly towards where the sun is rising. And gosh, it was just so nice. I had to take a shot and show it to you here. So I'm looking the opposite way of the mountains. The mountains are almost due west of me, southwest of me, and this shot is looking the other way. I don't show that side. I don't show that look, that view out the front of the house very often. So here's a quick picture of yesterday's sunrise. So the next thing I want to show you is just it wouldn't be a day video if I didn't put a dog in it. So I just show you a couple clips of running Sasha out on the river or out on the creek, Pacific Creek. That's we were out yesterday, ran her hard, and that is her favorite thing to do. So like Ranger's favorite thing to do is have that ball thrown out into the pond or a stick thrown out in the pond 100 times. And that is his absolute favorite thing to do. Sasha's absolute favorite thing to do is to go out on that creek bed and just run the creek bed. This time of year, for the next 2-3 months, we get sandpipers, just like on the ocean. The sandpipers show back up. They're here now, and boy, does she just love taking after those things. So here's a couple of clips of Sasha running the river or the creek bank, and then I've got her. She kind of ran into the flowers, so I've got her in a nice stand of Indian paintbrush, and then I just show you how prolific the lupine have become over the last week or two. So here's a little bit of Sasha having some fun. Sasha in a nice stand of Indian paintbrush, probably the best one on the property. We're actually out on by the creek. There's a super nice stand of lupine. Amazing how thick it can get. And speaking of Sasha, I knew she was mostly German Shepherd, but I didn't know how much German Shepherd she was. So I actually sent her DNA in. Gosh, probably 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Her DNA report came back today, so I'm just going to show you what she is. They say she's a mix of 8 breeds. She's 60% German Shepherd and like 20% Border Collie. And then there's some other, and there's truly a mutt, just like me. But anyway, here's a picture of the actual DNA summary. So I'm going to show you that next. That was interesting. Don't know why I cared, but I did. So I think I'm going to order another DNA kit and do Ranger if Sean's okay with that when Ranger comes back out here in about a month. And because he's such a classic German Shepherd, he may even be purebred. But I decided to send his DNA analysis in so we can compare the two because Sasha's definitely German Shepherd, but she's obviously got the ears of probably the Border Collie. We'll see. But anyway, I just thought it was kind of cool. You swab their cheek, you do it twice, 2 different swabs, send the kid in, and once they receive it, it takes about 2 weeks for them to do it. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. So Wisdom Panel is the company I used. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys find that interesting or not, but I was really curious as to what she was. But you made it to the end of the hodgepodge part of the video. I'm not talking to you about anything too real in a while. So I want to end this video. The last topic of this video is talking to you about what I've learned doing huge projects and how do I keep these huge projects moving. And so the big example last year was the fire prevention tree removal, that 43 tree project. And I almost took you day by day through that project last year. And then this year is probably another 40 to 50 trees. I don't really know that I've taken down either for the view or for additional fire protection or cleaning up wind blowovers or wind snap offs. I've shown you some of that over the last few weeks, but I actually just thought I'd talk to you about large project management. And we all have our own superpowers. Mine, for whatever it's worth, is I have the ability to take huge projects and break them down into bite-sized, doable chunks. That's part of what helped me be so successful as a businessman and in helping the FBI get some of its big projects done. So I just want to talk to you about what I've learned over the years, and particularly in my private life the last 2 years. So when I have these giant, like the project I'm working on for the View, I broke it down into phases, and it's essentially get everything cut and laid on the ground and then really move into the cleanup phase. So those are two big phases. The cut down phase took me four weeks to get done. And I've taken I took the week Sean was here off from the saw. And then this past week has been more about government stuff, the plates, the boat, and all that stuff. And now I've done a little bit of cleanup, but we're definitely moving into the cleanup phase. So now that I'm in cleanup phase, I'll just say to myself, I got to be honest. I'm 61. I'm at 8,000 feet, and it's mid 80s now. So you just have to be honest about what can I get done in a day. And I typically break it down into 1 to 3 hour chunks. And so you saw me cut that huge triple that went over the guy's fence. That took me probably 5 or 6 hours to get cut up, but it took me 2 or 3 weeks to get those 5 or 6 hours done because I would just throw in kind of an hour a day. I didn't kind of hated the project, so I just but I made myself do like an hour a day. And over the course of a couple of weeks, we got those 6 or 7 hours done, and it's truly in cleanup mode. It's out of the yard and out of the guy's yard and off his fence. Everything's in my yard. I would go out and say, okay, I'm in cut down phase. Today I only want to be out here for a couple hours, 2 hours. So what I do is I'd go say, okay, I'm going to drop these 3 trees or these 6 trees, or some days only these 2 trees because they're hard to get to and a lot of work to get down. And then I'd say, okay, I've done a couple hours of cut down. I'm going to go work on that down tree on the guy's fence. And then sometimes I just couldn't, like when I burn, I can't just keep piling burn material on the fire. It would get too big. So I'd burn for a while and then go do something simple and easy, something that wasn't physically taxing. And the great example that I've shown you here is painting the tank. And I wouldn't paint the tank all in one day. I did it in 3 or 4 days, 1 hour at a time. And just kind of filled in those cracks in my larger project with these smaller projects. And so, kind of daily progress, even an hour a day. Don't feel like I don't feel like I need to wait until I can put 6 or 8 hours in to get some work done. I go out every day and get 1, 2, 3 hours done. It is amazing over the course of 5 or 6 weeks what 1 or 2 or 3 hours a day can do. And so, I don't know, it can look awfully daunting. And sometimes we put large projects off because they're just so, they emotionally, it's such a wall to start climbing because we think we got to climb a 1,000-foot wall to get started. And when in fact, you just need to step over a 2-foot wall and get some work done. And sometimes the hardest part is just getting started, putting the boots on and walking outside. And once I'm there, it's easy. But that that 10 minutes to say, okay, I'm done at the desk, I'm ready to go to work outside, and that can be awfully daunting till you do it, and then prove to yourself 1 hour a day works, and you can get a lot more comfortable taking on big projects. The other one is to work in parallel. For me, the example would be getting my septic tanks pumped, getting my chimney swept, getting my logs restored. None of those had anything to do with me in my time. I just had to get them rigged and moving. So, getting Doug up here and letting him work while I'm out cutting trees and he's out preserving the logs, and then scheduling this chimney sweep. I'm not doing the chimney sweep, but just calling the guy and getting on his calendar. And then the septic guy, I'm not pumping the septic tank, the company does. So, but getting on their calendar and doing that like in the morning, and then so I can go out in the afternoon. So in parallel to me working the trees, the tank's been painted, the septic tanks have been pumped, about half of the house has been log restored now, and the chimney sweep is finished, and the chimney's recertified for another year of me using it whenever I want. So just example of kind of work smart, and you know um, me being busy isn't enough. Me keeping other people scheduled and busy while I'm being busy myself is what I'm looking for. And that's how in 5 weeks we've been able to get the tank painted, get the trees all cut down, get that tree out of the guy's yard, get the chimney swept, get the septic tank pumped, and get the logs, half the logs are restored now. So that's just how I do that. So anyway, I just want to talk to you a little bit about how to break big projects up and get moving on them, because I know a lot of us postpone it. The other secret that I found is don't fall behind on the regular shit you got to get done while you're working on a big project. So some of the things I have to fill in or do in parallel, laundry, keeping the house clean, grocery shopping, it's all those basic day-to-day functions. Sometimes we put all that up aside while we're working on this project, and now you got this kind of this mountain of chores building up behind us while we work, and that doesn't emotionally, it doesn't help me at all. So when I've been out there for an hour and I need to take a little break, I told you I paint the tank, but I also do all those daily tasks, daily, weekly, monthly chores that we have to do, or we have another major project behind us that's building up behind us, and we let things go for a month or two, and then now we have this mountain we have to climb of what could have been daily chores. So that was the other thing I found, is don't allow yourself to allow another pile of work to build up behind us while we get a big project done, like the tree project. I don't know if that's helpful at all, but these are the thoughts I have. Break it down 1 to 3 hours a day. Fill in when you need to with easier projects when you need a break, and stay up on daily, weekly, monthly chores. Nothing too groundbreaking there, but it can turn a monster project into something that you can actually see yourself attacking and go do. Guys, that's really it. We're about 24, 25 minutes. That's a little bit longer than I've been trying to make my videos lately, but I want to have a real conversation with you and not just show you the hodgepodge of Wyoming life. So took it a little bit longer today. Guys, hope you liked the video. Hope you're having a great 4th of July, great Independence Day. And we'll wrap up the video now. So, just ask that, may God bless you, bless your lives and those of the lives around you. May he turn his ear to hear your prayer. May he make his face shine upon you. Guys, that's it. Hope you have a great 4th of July. Hope you got a great weekend in front of you. And we'll talk to you in a few days. Bye, everybody.